for the replacements, obviously Kevin Durant has that sprained knee, MCL. Who do you replace for KD in this pool of people as well? So I know we posted on the page about some of these reserves, but who would you replace for him to make that cut for the team?
Okay, so I have a couple people to go down the list. This is the East, and we're talking about a front court player, right? So from my
a replacement,
pick,
do you think it's going to be? Do you think they're going to replace him with a front court, or because in my mind, I would just replace him for who's the best available option, who's the most worthy of it. But go ahead, give me your spill.
Well, so yeah, I was keeping that in mind. I feel like Vucevic would be the best pick if we're talking like just overall, if we have to replace front court, if we have to replace him for an all-star in general. Vucevic is at like, I think he's 17 points per game, 11 rebounds, 1 steal, 1.2 blocks, 33% from 3. I think he would be the best pick as far as front court. Right behind him would be maybe Jared Allen, who's at 16 points, 10 rebounds, and like 1.5 blocks. But the pick that I think that they will do is Melo or possibly Jared Allen. I think Melo, triple-double king, or not king, like on the come up. He's running the Hornets right now, has them in 8th place. I mean, he's the popular pick. So I think they would pick him as a surprise. I think they would go with Tyler Hero or Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges might not make it over Melo if you had to pick, but if you were picking front court, he could make it over Melo. But then again, it's like the Bulls have the number 1 seed. So why would you skip over Jared Allen, who's a Cleveland guy? Why would you skip over Vooch, who, was on the Bulls, the number 1 seed? So surprise pick, Hero Bridges. My pick will be Vooch, and Melo will be who the NBA would probably pick.
Yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from. I'm going for the jersey that you're wearing right now, Tyler Hero. To be real with you, like it's been a while since we've had a 6-man be an all-star. I think the last 6-man to be all-star, it was Manu Ginobili, I want to say.
Probably, yeah.
So that would be pretty dope for him to kind of do that because, Jimmy's been in and out the lineup, Band's been in and out the lineup. Basically, they're and Kyle Lowry's been out the lineup as well too. But what's kind of been constant has been Tyler Hero. And no matter what players you kind of put out there, he's been nothing short of sensational this season as well too. That would be my pick. I think he's much deserving of it as well too. Averaging 20 points and 4 assists, 5 rebounds. I would give it to him. But I think the coaches, like you said, I may give it to Allen or give it to LaMelo as well too. But my pick would definitely be Tyler Hero for sure. I think he's more deserving of it for sure. Then in the West, for me, I'm probably gonna go with DeJounte Murray for sure. He's a walking triple-double right there as well too. You take him off the Spurs, they're a top 5 pick, top 3 lottery pick in my opinion as well too. But the progressions that he's just made, knowing that he had an ACL injury early on in his career, he's had an improved floater game. He really has a great feel for the game, man. And I think he's very deserving of that as well too. If you had to replace him for Draymond, in my opinion, there's a lot of other people that you can kind of point to, but I think my pick would definitely be DeJounte Murray. Who would you go with?
Well, I mean, I'll go with him as well. I know you told me that Draymond literally said it should be DeJounte Murray, and he said that the Spurs wouldn't have the 20 wins that they do have if it wasn't for DeJounte. He's only missed 7 games. But the thing is, again, if we're going for backcourt or front court, Draymond is a front court player. So what I thought was the 3 players that I would bring up is Kristaps Porzingis, DeAndre Ayton, or Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, probably not. The Pelicans are in 11th place. He's at maybe 22 points per game. I don't think they will pick him. I don't think they have respect for him like that in general. DeAndre Ayton missed 21 games this season. Yeah, the Suns are number 1 in the West. We'll get to that later, but I don't think if they pick him, I understand because of the first seed, but I don't really see why you would pick a guy that's missed 21 games so far this season. Kristaps Porzingis, he's missed 19 games. The Mavs are 5th place right now. I can understand again. But if you're going to pick one of the two, you would probably go with Ayton, front court. You need another center. Or actually, in the West, you don't need another center, but still, front court. Now, a surprise pick that I would go with, or
Mm.
that I think they might, think about, is Anthony Edwards, 22
Ooh.
points per game, 36% from the field, or not from the field, from 3 point, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, only missed 6 games. Timberwolves, I believe, eighth in the West,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah.
That would be a surprise pick. It'll be as popular as getting LaMelo Ball in there. And then you don't have to go down to the Spurs, who are what, like 10th or 9th in the West right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And Minnesota actually the seventh right now, which is pretty interesting as well too. They definitely got something to build with that big three right there. But yeah, I agree with you if they decided to go if you're gonna go with front court, I'd probably go with Ayton as well too. I mean,
Yeah.
even look at last year, right? When you had the Utah Jazz, Mike Conley was able to get that last bit too. And the reason why he got it, honestly, I mean, obviously people were dropping like flies, but at the same time, they had the number one record, so it would make sense as well too. And Deandre Ayton, what is the second leading scorer on his team? I think at 18 points this year, and then CP3 is
Yeah.
behind him, and CP's only averaged like 14.9 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that as well too. So